Well, hi there everyone and welcome. Today's recipe is for a meal in a jar. It's a just add water, simple, easy, quick meal in a jar, but this one is for Chuck Wagon chili. And y'all, it's amazing. I call it Chuck Wagon chili because it's got both ground beef in it and the beef dices, so it's kind of chunky. I have two kinds of beans in it. I actually add a third. I'll show you that in just a minute, but it's loaded with vegetables. It's got so many yummy spices in it. And I think you'll realize as I show you how to make this, that this recipe is going to be fantastic because of the amount of spices we're going to put in here. It's going to taste amazing. So let me show you how I put this together. I'm going to use a quart-sized jar for 4 servings, but of course you could cut this in half if you are just feeding 1 or 2. Cut all the ingredients in half, put it in a pint-sized jar. I'm going to start with 3/4 of a cup of our Thrive Life beef dices, so we'll have some good chunky beef in there. And then also 3/4 of a cup of our ground beef. I always pulse it in the blender because I like the texture better. I'm adding 2 kinds of instant beans here. I've got red beans, pinto beans, but they're instant. That's very important. You could also use black beans. I'm adding some celery that I had pulsed in the blender or crushed in a baggie. And there are some green chilies as well as some green bell peppers. I snapped those in half because they are slices to start with. That's a little bit too big, so I snapped them in half. In goes a cup of our tomato dices. That's a good amount of tomatoes in here. I mean, this is chili. You need tomatoes, right? Now, I'm going to talk about some of these seasonings, but not all of them. The chili powder, I think it actually does matter the brand you use. I actually use Gebhardt brand. It's a Texas brand, and they use a variety of chili peppers in it. Tomato powder is super important here because that's the equivalent of adding like a can of tomato sauce or some tomato paste to your chili. The vinegar powder it's great in there, but don't worry if you don't have it. Just leave it out. It's not that big of a deal. I do like the brightness of flavor that it brings. Okay, cocoa powder. You're going to be like, Kareth, cocoa powder? Yes, cocoa powder, believe me, doesn't make your chili taste like chocolate. It just makes everything more intense. It's very good in here. All right, be careful about the cayenne pepper, especially if you're using a chili powder that has quite a bit of spice to it. I like a little bit of extra spice in my chili, so I'm adding some cayenne. Of course, you can cut that out, depends on your spice level. I love the Lighthouse brand red onions. They're so good. But guys, if you don't have those, don't worry. You could just use all Thrive Life chopped onions. Now, I actually have a little bit of extra room in the top of my jar here, and I'm going to add some extra ingredients to the skillet as I make it. You can put them in this jar. It will fit if you think, yeah, I want to put that in there. It will fit in the jar. I'm just going to show you, this is the basic version, and I'm going to show you a couple of optional ingredients to kick it up another notch, like Emerald used to say. Okay, so when you're ready to make this, you'll get out a large skillet or a large pot. I think this is a great meal to take with you if you're going camping because you just need a pot. You pour the ingredients in here, add water, simmer it, and then that's it. I mean, it's really great. We would make this when we were camping, and my girls like to eat chili with Fritos, so we would make Frito pies. All right, 5 cups of water is what you're going to add to this. Or you could add about 3 cups of water and a can of beer. So we've done this in the past and it's really, really good. Most of the alcohol is going to cook off and you're just going to be left with the flavor that actually pairs really nicely with the spices in chili. You need to bring this to a boil. So I put this at a medium high and then I brought it to a boil. Then you're just going to stir it one more time and then reduce that heat down to about a medium low. I ended up at a 3.5 out of 10 on my stove. You need to simmer this for 20 minutes. Optional ingredient number 1, Our refried beans. Guys, okay, so this is just adding more beans to your chili. I put about half a cup in there total. And not only does this thicken up your chili, but it also just adds some more great flavor and some more protein to your chili. Optional ingredient number 2 is a tablespoon of that pourable brown sugar. Now, you've got a lot of acidity in this dish, okay? The tomatoes, you've got 2 kinds of tomatoes, diced tomatoes and tomato powder. They're very acidic. So if you balance that out with some sweetness like brown sugar, it's going to make your chili so much better. So you do need to simmer this for about 20 minutes, stir it occasionally. After 20, give it a taste and adjust. I didn't change a thing. Mine was perfect. I let that sit on the stove for about 10 minutes while I was doing something with my dog. Can you see how much it has thickened up? That thickened up quite a bit in just 10 minutes. It's crazy. I like to serve this with shredded cheese, and then I just got some cilantro and some green onions from my container garden out back. But it's great also with sour cream. We like to serve this chuck wagon chili with cornbread. It's fantastic with cornbread. I've got a recipe for cornbread mix in a jar. I will link that below. I will also put my full recipe and my shopping link below for any of you who might want to pick up some of these ingredients. Y'all, I oftentimes get so excited telling you about the recipes I've developed that I forget to talk about the food itself. So yeah, I do sell Thrive Life Foods, which is now the largest freeze-dried food company in the world. And they maintain very high quality standards. All their foods are non-GMO, just delicious, simple, clean food. Yeah, so that was a fantastic bite. I love chili. We sometimes even make this in the summertime. We just get a hankering for chili and make in the summer. All right, this is my kids' favorite way to eat this. They'll grab just a little bag of Fritos, and we make this like a walk-in taco. Have y'all ever had walk-in tacos? We make a walk-in Frito pie, okay? So you just put the chili directly into that bag, and then you can top it with whatever you want to top it with. My girls like it with cheese, just cheese, that's it. So Fritos, chili, and cheese. But I like to put, green onions in there and cilantro, and sometimes I'll mix in some sour cream as well. But it is a fantastic little dinner on the go. They'll take that into the family room and then turn on a show and watch TV while they eat. So this makes it ideal for going camping, I think, because you can just bring some chips, bring some plastic spoons, and make your chili, and then you don't even have any dishes really to do afterwards except for the chili pan. So it's really ideal for camping. It's ideal for if you're RVing. You could make this in a Mylar bag instead of a quart jar. Either way, it's just so good. You will not regret making this dish. I think you'll love it. We love it. I hope you do too. Okay, guys, thank y'all so much for watching. I really do appreciate you. And if you don't mind, please hit the like button. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing if you find value in my content or you are enjoying my videos. That really does help me. It's free for you to do, and it helps out my channel. All right, guys, God bless you. I pray you have a fantastic day. And until next time, y'all take care and keep thriving.